Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a new video. So check it out. I'm excited for this week because it's paint week. The 1957 Chevy Nomad is ready for paint. We already went ahead and took a look over the whole body, outside, inside, over light and everything, just to make sure, we knocked out any blemishes and things that needed to go away. Definitely, it's not a perfect model. There are little things that, maybe down the road will bother me, but it's okay. I'm happy with the way it turned out. And now I'm just like, cool, let's go ahead and start painting. Right now, we have it in a light gray primer, the body, the hood, and along with all the other parts, except for the bottom chassis, that's completely all black. But right here are the tools that are going to make this happen because I'm get questions at times like what airbrush you use, what's the psi, and all that good stuff. So I want to talk about all that. So right in front of us, we have the colors. Let's go ahead and talk about the colors. This is the House of Color Shimmerin' 2, the bright white. This right here is going to be the color that I'm going to base the whole car and all the parts, except for the bottom chassis. That's going to stay black. So this one here already is pre-mixed. I already have a little agitator shaker in here as well. So I'll be pouring this into my cup and just be spraying the whole body and interior as well. I'm going to start off with the interior and then move on to the exterior. As far as PSI, I will be shooting at a 29 PSI, also an Iwata compressor. But right here, we're going with the bright white. One of the reasons why I like to go with a base from the same brand is because if I spray this bright white and it covers the whole primer, if I notice any type of reaction, this is going to tell me right off the bat, as opposed to, you know, uh, jumping into all this and then it's just like, wait, what's going on, right? This is right here like some insurance for myself, right? And I know there's options. I could have used white primer, Bitamia or Mr. Hobby and all that, but I like to keep it with their light gray just because I like to see all the blemishes and anything that needs to be corrected. But this right here, the bright white, is one of the paints that goes next. Right after this is on. This here is the Cosmetic Styling Pearl. This is in FX. It's a blue FX. And let's see here. As I get closer, you start to see that effect all around right here in this bottle. This is pretty much what the roof is going to have as a pearl effect. So pretty much a white pearl with that blue hue on it. And this is going to go on the roof and also on the sides where you would normally see the chrome trim where it says Bel Air. This is going to be on those two places right there. Once those two are painted, then my next move is to get my green tape. I'm going to start to cut some really small, thin pieces of tape. I would say maybe about 1 to 2 millimeters wide. And I'm going to start to apply them along that trim and also around the edges of the roof, and then begin to backmask the whole roof and the sides. Once I do that, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to pretty much be exposing the whole body. I'm covering up the areas where I already sprayed this effect, where I'm not going to want to have this color landing on it, right? I have to protect that. So once this is laid out, do the taping. Once the taping's done, then we're going to proceed to the next step. The next step would be using the Shimmerin' 2 limited edition color. This is the blue indigo right here. This is a really nice color. Agitate it right here for you guys real quick. Get a nice little close-up of it. And man, this thing blings. It's more of a, looks more like a purple, I guess, because you could see somewhat of a purple in there. But man, just when you see that pearl and everything, I don't know. I feel like there's metallics and pearls in this effect mixed in. I have a feeling. So this would be pretty much what's going to be sprayed along the whole body, right? Once this is laid down, next move is to basically start to unmask and uncover, take off all that green tape. Now I'm going to have a combination of, the two colors on the 57 Nomad. Right here, these are the actual ones I'm going to be using for spraying. They're already mixed, as you can see. I already have the measurements there. where how much material, reducer, and all that good stuff is poured in here, and effects as well. This one has its markings right here too. So these are 2-ounce bottles, would be just enough for that model right there alone. Also the interior parts as well. So there's going to be interior parts that are going to have these two colors as well. The dash will be laid out in this color. Some of the side panels are going to have this color blending in, and then these will be in the middle part of the inserts right here. So here, I'll set those there. As far as airbrushes, so let's take a look. This one right here, these two are my Eclipse, my HP CS, right? I have 2 of them. This one here is a 0.3, has a 0.3 needle on this. And I marked a little piece of tape right here just to indicate, hey, this is the airbrush that you use just for color. That's all I use it for. It's a bit dirty. I need to clean it up. You know, I was using it not too long ago to paint the Volkswagen. So this here is my workhorse. Very dependable airbrush. I learned how to take it apart, put it back together. And even that was intimidating when I just got it. I was like, how do I take this thing apart? But there's tons of videos on YouTube. Once you do it once, man, you could, it's like riding a bike. You'll always know how to pretty much clean this thing and take it apart. This next one here is one I use for clear coating. This has a 0.5 needle in it as well. Also, I need to clean it. This is pretty bad. So these two here are going to be airbrushes that I'm going to be using. So this one here, what I would say is, let's say I have the body and I want to touch up certain areas, small little crevices areas where I want to get much paint in there, because it's going to be a combination between this and this. This is going to be the tag team right here, shooting color. You see, it's still dirty from the last time when I used it right there, but it's cool. You know, it's got some battle wounds or whatever, but we clean this up with lacquer thinner and we're good to go. This right here has a fan tip. It's really wide. It's really nice. And what I like about this airbrush is the coverage that it gives. So like I said, let's say we touch up all the little areas, right? And then we set this one down. We disconnect to the hose. Now we start from the bottom and we start spraying side to side in that motion, you know, moving the model around side to side, flipping around and everything. This thing right here is going to be giving full coverage already right off the bat, because it gives like this wide of a fan. I would say like at least like what, about 2 inches wide. And then you just overlap over it, right? So this right here is going to get the job done really fast. Like the roof, like 1, 2, 1, 2, flip it around, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then just doing the sides, done. And same with the body, right? So once these two had painted the car, we're all set to go. Bam, we're going to bust out with the workhorse right here, the HPCS 0.5. We fill up the cup with clear. We cap them. Each one of these, we have to make sure you cap them. You never want to spray, because anything could happen and this paint's just going to fall. You know, the clear. You want to make sure you cap them. So we have them. We have these capped, and the same thing. You know, we get in there. We start airbrushing. That first coat of clear is just a mist coat, really soft. We just want the clear to start to introduce itself. You know, like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you, man. What up, dog? Come through. Yeah, what's up? Things like that, right? Hey, you want to have a drink? You know what I mean? Like all that good stuff. And then after that, you go, all right, bro. We'll be back. We're gonna go get a case and everything. Then you start going heavy, right? And then the third one, boom. But in between that, you have to let it dry. You know, you let it dry 10 minutes, and then you wait like 20 minutes and so forth, right? Until your final one. I always like to look at the model, especially the roof, and stop once I start to see a reflection, like almost like a mirror of myself from the roof and on the side. That's when I know, all right, cool, we're here. We made it. It's time to end this. You really don't want to like just hit a bunch of clear on it and then come back with more without the layer underneath drying, because then you're going to have a reaction. Even the paint could start to react and start to like, I don't know, get all warpy and weird because of the reducer, the catalyst, all that stuff, right? So you got to be very careful. And this right here is just the Iwata pot, which I pretty much use whenever, you know, I put lacquer thinner in here, and then you're going to do a spray out, you know. You don't want to just like clean this and dump lacquer thinner anywhere, you know. You have to do it the right way. You have to put it in here. You have to spray it into this pot. And then in here, there's like a little foam. Right. Oh, here's a foam for the little vapors and all that stuff. So you're good to go. You do this inside of your booth and you're ready. So very excited. You know, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up. I'm going to start cleaning all this stuff, get it all ready to go, do some test sprays with, you know, the lacquer thinner, get it all out, good to go, prep the area, and we'll start painting. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that as I continue on painting using the House of Kolor line. All these, I got them at Coast Airbrush. Check them out. And man, I'm just excited. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this whole project. So I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Peace out. Thank you for watching and take care.